European mercenaries fleeing from bandits near the Chinese border. They know they're being pursued, and their lives are on the line. Suddenly, a blur attacks them with incredible speed, leaving them reeling and gasping for air. No one can even catch a glimpse of what it was. When the attacker strikes again, Garin, their leader, steps in to defend his friend and lands a blow on the assailant's arm. It's a moment of pure adrenaline-fueled action, and by the end of it, only Garin and his Spaniard companion Pedro Tovar are left alive. As they near the imposing Great Wall of China, a barrage of arrows greets them, and they know they've stumbled into something bigger than themselves. They surrender to the Chinese soldiers, but their fate is uncertain, as several soldiers call for their deaths. Garin stands his ground, showing the severed hand of the creature he killed, which he claims attacked them. The soldiers scoff, but strategist Wang silences them, realizing the danger they're all in. The general confers with his commanders, revealing they know more about the beasts that threaten them. They're shocked to hear the creatures have arrived a week earlier than expected, leaving them little time to prepare. Garin and Tovar are spared, and they join the soldiers on the wall. As they gaze out at the approaching horde of millions of green beasts, Garin can't help but be awed by the Chinese soldiers' discipline and orderliness, despite their daunting task. The impending battle promises to be the fight of their lives, with the fate of the wall and everyone behind it hanging in the balance. The defenders launch long-range attacks with flaming balls and arrows. Some beasts fell, but many more marched towards the wall. Commander Lin leads a fearless regiment of women soldiers. They descend and kill as many beasts as possible. Unfortunately, the relentless beasts prove too powerful, and soon they climb the wall. Garin and Tovar are about to be attacked when another foreigner appears and frees them. The two men start fighting the beasts. Garin saves a young soldier from a beast, and realizes that killing the beast requires more than just one spear. Luckily, Tovar helps him, and the two fight together to kill as many beasts as they can. On the beast's battlefield, the queen realizes that she has lost much of her army, so she gives the order to retreat. Garin realizes that the queen is surrounded by guards who create a shield and block out any attacks. The beasts carry back their fallen ones, leaving the humans at a disadvantage, since they cannot learn anything about their enemy. Fortunately, the two men's fierce battle against the beasts earns them the order's respect, and their death is temporarily suspended. The general orders the men to be taken into the barracks so they can rest. Here the young soldier that Garin had saved, Peng, approaches the men and expresses his gratitude. The men also meet the foreigner who had helped them. His name is Ballard, and he had come into the territory 25 years ago in search of the black powder. However, he was caught and kept captive as an English teacher. Ballard demonstrates to the men how the black powder works using a small sample he has gathered. The three men plan to steal the black powder and escape during the siege. Their discussion is cut short when they get summoned to the chambers. Strategist Wang has found a large piece of magnesium rock in Garin's belongings. He feels that the magnetic properties of the rock have something to do with why Garin killed the beasts so easily. He also reveals what the beasts are and their origin. Many years ago, the Chinese were led by a greedy emperor who terrorized everyone. A meteor struck the earth one day, in the mountains, bringing along the green beasts, or the Tao Te. The monsters attack once every 60 years to remind the Chinese people about greed and how it can destroy civilizations. Unfortunately, the men know little about the beasts except that they shouldn't let them move into the capital. If they do so, they will be impossible to control and will spread into the rest of the world. That night, General Shao is on the wall when he realizes that a beast has killed two of his guards. He wonders why the beast left the bodies behind, since the beasts carry them to feed their queen. His team sees the beast standing before them, and they get ready to attack. Luckily, General Shao realizes that there is a second beast behind, waiting to ambush them. Shao quickly gets into action when the beasts attack, killing the second one, but getting fatally wounded in the process. With his dying breath, he relinquishes command to Commander Lin. He warns her against underestimating the beast's intelligence. A somber mood falls upon the soldiers as they get ready for their general's funeral. They send numerous candles into the night sky to illuminate the way for General Shao. Shortly after, an envoy from the capital arrives. He brings a scroll that shows the Tao Te was once defeated after following soldiers into a mountain made of magnesium rocks. Wang realizes that they have a way of controlling and weakening the beast. Garin suggests that they capture one beast and study it a little more to see what advantage they might get. Commander Lin gets her best people on making a powerful sedative. However, Tovar is furious about Garin's involvement and reminds him why they came to the wall. The Tao Te attacks, and the soldiers are ready to defend their home and capture as many as they can. Shortly into the battle, the green beasts realize what the humans' real intentions are, so they break loose of the sedated arrows, except one. Meanwhile, Garin contemplates leaving the Chinese to their fate, but decides to help. He advises Lin to separate the captured beasts from the rest, so they barricade the beast with a ring of fire. Garin volunteers to glide down the chains and help capture the green beasts. In the smoke, he does not see a lunging beast until it is too late. Luckily, Tovar arrives and saves his friend from imminent danger. The two manage to kill off some beasts, but they realize that the beasts are crossing the fire ring. This leaves them completely vulnerable. The Nameless Order quickly gets into position and manages to blast a hole that allows them to bring in Tovar, Garin, and the sleeping Tao Te. Strategist Wang begins experimenting with the magnesium rock. To everyone's joy, the beast becomes docile when the rock is near it, showing that the humans have an advantage. Envoy Chen wants to take the beast to the capital immediately on the king's orders. As the envoy leaves, the soldiers detect movement from the base of the wall and rush to investigate. Everyone is devastated when they find that the creatures have built a passage to the capital and were using the attacks before as a distraction. Now the warriors have no option but to defend their capital. Seeing that the Chinese have no chance of winning, Ballard and Tovar decide to make a run for it. They go to the weapons room to steal the black powder. Garin suspects that the men are up to no good and runs to stop them. However, Ballard has had enough of captivity, so he cuts down a barrel, knocking Garin unconscious. The soldiers quickly capture Garin and accuse him of helping his friends steal from them. Garin defends himself, and luckily Peng defends him too, since he had witnessed the whole exchange. Garin is locked in the dungeons while the army gets ready to fight. Since the Tao Te are way ahead of the soldiers, Commander Lin decides to use the untested air balloons so they can get to the capital fast. Unfortunately, many soldiers are killed as the weather balloons fail, leaving only a handful. Strategist Wang frees Garin, saying that he has been pardoned and is free to do as he wills. Wang explains the situation at hand, mentioning that the only way to defeat the green beasts is by killing the queen, as this would disable her army. Wang and Lin take an air balloon and decide to help the other soldiers in the city. Lin finds that the capital is overrun by the Tao Te. The ruthless beasts attack her balloon, grounding it and killing many soldiers. Lin is about to be devoured when Garin's balloon arrives and saves her. The group moves into the palace, where Garin has another idea. Using the unconscious beast, they can kill the queen. The group quickly loads the beast with grenades and stock on a pile of meat. Unfortunately, the creature awakens and reveals its position to the queen. The queen orders the army to attack the group as they move through the tunnels. Several soldiers are killed, and Peng suffers some injuries. Peng makes the ultimate sacrifice by staying behind and bombing the beasts so that the others can get a chance to succeed in their mission. Garin and his team reach the end of the tunnel from where the queen is in the street, surrounded by his guards. Garin removes the stone, awakening the beast. Unfortunately, it cannot attack, so it grabs some meat and takes it to its queen. Garin and Lin move up to higher ground to shoot an arrow at the bombs, leaving Wang to guard the entryway. The first shot is unsuccessful. However, this is enough to annoy the queen, and she looks up to see who her attackers are. She then orders the Tao Te to attack the buildings. Garin and Lin must climb even higher to get in a better position. With the beasts attacking the buildings, Strategist Wang has no option but to throw the magnetite rock to Lin before the creatures devour him. Garin takes another shot, but this one is unsuccessful as well. As it bounces off the guards and explodes, the queen locks in the position of her attackers. Meanwhile, Ballard betrays Tovar by stealing all the black powder and running away. He is shortly captured by bandits, while Tovar is recaptured by the Order. Ballard is with the bandits when one pot containing the black substance rolls into the fire. It explodes, claiming everyone's lives, including Ballard's. Back in the battle, Garin realizes he must quickly improvise. He throws down the magnet and follows it up with Lin's spear. The magnet causes the guard's defense to falter for a second, making the spear go through. The queen sees this and tries to put out the flare, but it is too late. The bombs explode, killing the queen. As Wang had predicted, all the Tao Te fall to the ground motionless as their leader is done. A few days later, Garin is allowed to leave. He has the option of taking the black powder or saving Tovar. Tovar is annoyed when Garin chooses him, but Garin feels that he will be back on the wall soon. He also values friendship more than material. Commander Lin watches as the two men leave, feeling happy that she saved her country.